Hey, what's going on everybody? Happy to be back today. I'm very excited. Today's gonna be a little bit of a different video if you typically subscribe to this channel. As you guys might be aware, I do a ton of different things on this channel. Guys, we focus on bodybuilding, we focus on weight loss, we focus on supplements that are gonna help you to improve you. And if you've been following the channel for a while, you guys know that in the past I've done videos on shelter hats, I've done videos on sunny steppers, hiking socks. And typically I'm doing videos on the amazing Tonal machine, doing videos on the amazing Handy Gym machine. These are the videos that typically I do, but I've also touched on those other things in the past, and the reason why is because I find value in them, and if I find value in them, I want to share those things with you. Today we're going to be focusing on my brand new phone, something I mentioned a while back, the Galaxy Z Flip 3. Absolutely phenomenal. Love this thing. In case you're new to the channel, please feel free to browse around in case you guys are into bodybuilding, in case you guys are looking for a device to use in order to build muscle or lose weight during these crazy times where gyms are closed down and people are stuck home and all this crazy stuff. Feel free, guys, you might find some valuable stuff on the channel. Off the bat, I want to tell you guys I'm coming from using a Note 10 Plus. Absolutely phenomenal phone. I've had it for the longest time. As you guys know, the Note 10 Plus has been around for a while, and I never ever anticipated getting rid of that phone. I didn't, but unfortunately recently I was on vacation, and what happened was my phone ended up getting damaged and I was stuck needing to buy a new phone. And I thought, well, this is the perfect reason to go get a Galaxy Z Flip 3. Absolutely beautiful, in this gorgeous green color. Normally I have a clear case on it. It's just beautiful. I love that kind of like army green kind of color. This is not going to be a legit phone review. I am not a phone reviewer. I'm not a tech reviewer like that. But this is coming from a normal, average person. I'm trying to tell you whether this is something you should even spend your hard-earned money or time on. If you guys follow the channel, you are well aware I own the Tonal Gym machine, I own the Handy Gym machine. There's a reason why I own these devices. I love things that are more along the lines of minimalist. I like small, compact, but powerful items. Things that will not ruin my life with too much space, ruin my pocket in this case with too much space, like the Note 10 Plus. Huge powerhouse of a phone. The battery lasts all day into the night. I can edit on that thing. I don't have to worry about charging it up every 5 seconds. Absolutely phenomenal phone, but it's huge. It's a huge piece of glass. In fact, this is it right here. Gigantic, absolutely gigantic. I got my little notes on it, but it's huge. This thing has treated me well, and I wouldn't have got rid of it unless I had to. Why did I choose the Galaxy Z Flip 3? I chose it because it is small, compact, but when you open it, you are getting something that is even bigger than the Note 10 Plus. I chose this phone because I wanted a smaller footprint. Just like the Tonal machine has a small footprint, just like the Handy Gym machine has a small footprint. They are both still very powerful and minimalist, and that is why I wanted this phone. Originally, I saw the reviews on this phone I've seen every review that exists on this phone. Every single one. I did my homework, guys, and everybody talked about the same things, the same problems, the photos and the battery life. Everybody said this is the perfect phone if it wasn't for the photos and the battery life. In case you haven't seen the million reviews on it, I've had this thing for about 3 months. It's amazing. It's amazing, but you know, technology's come so far that when I first got this in my hands, I really wasn't impressed. I was like, oh, okay, great, I got a phone now and it flips open and it flips closed, that's awesome. But when you really think about it, it is something that is incredible, and Samsung is always pushing the envelope. They do an amazing job at everything they do except for those, you know, exploding phones that they had a while back. Baby, you dropped a bomb on me. But listen, things happen. It catches so much attention. When I walk around with this, and I'm using this thing in my everyday life, and I pop this thing out, I'm at a restaurant, or I'm walking around on the street, and I got this thing to my head like this, and I'm opening this thing and closing this thing 1,000,000 times a day because that's the only way you're going to use your phone now. People are looking at it. People are getting interested in it. People are excited about it. I'm getting asked questions all the time. I feel like a celebrity. If you want to feel like a celebrity when you're not a celebrity, walk around with this phone. You're going to feel like you're hot, like you're on fire. You're fire. You're fire. That's how awesome this thing is. It is going to treat you very well in that department. If you want attention, you're going to get attention. Now, I didn't buy this for attention. I bought this for functionality. I wanted something powerful, small, compact, and amazing. And I've got all of that in this phone. Every single one of those things. I want to touch on the battery life. Okay, the battery life, as we all know, the batteries don't last long. You got to charge the thing up often. I'm coming from a Note 10 Plus. That Note 10 Plus would last me all day and night. Do I have a problem with this phone? I have zero problem with this phone. Zero problem with this phone.
0%.
Now, does that mean the battery life is amazing and I never have to charge it? No, it does not. It does not mean that. I do have to charge this thing up, and I'm charging it maybe 3 times a day, something like that, when I'm at home, when I'm abusing this thing, when I'm abusing it, but we'll get more into that later. I'm charging it up like 3 times a day, but a lot of the time I'm charging it only to 85% because this phone has that battery protection on it. And since I want to have this phone for a while because I feel amazing with this phone, I want to kind of save the battery if I could. So I have this thing on 85%. I'm on YouTube watching videos. I'm editing videos because I have the channels. So feel free to subscribe, feel free to like. Thank you for your support.
If you like the video, click the liking button thing and share it to other people. Subscribe, click the bell, watch, comment.
I'm editing videos, I'm making calls, I'm texting people, I'm opening and closing this thing 1,000,000 times a day. I am abusing this phone and I'm using it in the same exact ways that I was using my Note 10 Plus. Do I have a problem with having to charge this thing 3 times a day? To 85%. If I charge it to 100%, I'm getting much better battery life. I'm getting probably another 2 hours on it or something like that, depending on what I'm doing. But I'm only charging it to 85%. Is it a problem with me? Absolutely not. It has not been a problem. I do not mind. And why don't I mind? When I throw this thing on the charger, it's charging up from like 30% or 25% to 85% on a fast charger. It's charging up to 85% in like maybe, I don't know, a half an hour. That's not bad. If I'm editing a video, I'm gonna go throw it on the charger and then I'm gonna run inside, make a sandwich. By the time I'm finished eating, I'm gonna come back, my phone's gonna be charged up and I'm gonna be ready to go again. It has not been an issue. Now, if you're out and about like typically I am, you're not gonna be on your phone all the time anyway, unless you're gonna be going out on a walk with your family and be watching YouTube videos all day. If I can get away with having to charge this only like 3 times a day to 85% at home when I'm abusing it, I am using this thing like it's a Note series phone. If I can get away with that, guys, I've already been out. I've used this thing freely without worrying about it, without throwing on the battery saver mode. I've used it freely and it's lasted me from 6 a.m. to 6 or 7 p.m. when I charged it, and it would be at like 25% still. That's not bad. That's not bad. In my opinion, it's not bad. Now, this thing has a battery saver mode, just like all the other Samsung Androids that are out there, right? If you throw that battery saver mode on, it is going to help you immensely. If you want to save, if you know you're having a long day, if I know I'm having a long day, I'm going to take the battery protection off. I'm going to charge this baby up to 100%. Then I'm going to throw the battery saver on. If I'm having a long day, that is taking me throughout the entire day. I won't have to charge this phone till night. And I'm still watching YouTube videos. I'm still listening to music. I'm using the GPS. Whatever I'm doing. I'm opening, like I said, I'm opening and closing this thing 1,000,000 times a day. Listen to how nice it sounds. That just sounds beautiful. It's just class. It's class through and through. It is just super compact, super catchy. It is lightweight, nice and sleek and shiny and beautiful. Now, do I have a problem with opening this thing every single time I need it? Because as you guys also have heard, this little screen here, it doesn't do much for you. You can kind of see some messages, but by the time you actually open up this little screen, click on the little orange icon that lets you know you have a message, you might as well have just opened up the phone. Now, I mean, honestly, that little screen's not doing much now, but I can see in the future Samsung making that actually functional, like allowing you to reply on that screen to a message or something like that. If they do that, it will be incredible. Until that time, this little screen is great to see the time. It's great to see a message because you can absolutely comfortably read a notification or something like that. It's not something that I typically use all the time, but I don't need to. I have no problem opening this thing up. Every time I open it, it reminds me that I have an incredible phone. And unless this phone somehow fails on me because of this technology not being, you know, amazing enough yet, perfect enough yet, we'll put it like that. Unless this technology fails on me, I am so happy that I came to this phone. It is small, it is compact, it is powerful. Just like the Tonal machine that I use, just like the Handy Gym machine that I use, just like the stepper that I use. Guys, I spend a lot of money, but despite the fact I spend a lot of money, I am very minimalist. I like things to be small, compact, powerful, useful. That's what I like. And this phone has not let me down. It hasn't let me down yet. Another thing that comes to people's minds are the pictures. Are the pictures good? Do you have problems with the pictures? Guys, I took this thing on a couple of vacations already. It was absolutely phenomenal as far as pictures. Now, did I see a downgrade? Did I see what people were talking about as far as the pictures? Absolutely, I did. Now, you guys see I have a YouTube channel. I'm over here recording on my brand new camera. I'm editing videos to the best of my imperfect ability. So I do have an eye for photography, videography to an extent. Do these pictures suck? Are you gonna miss the pictures? No, you're not, because if you are seriously taking pictures, at the end of the day, you're gonna have a camera. You're gonna have a camera. I used to record on my Note 10 Plus. I used to record on my, I used to take pictures on my Note 10 Plus. But at the end of the day, if you are going to hate the photographs on this phone, you're probably gonna hate the photographs on the Note 10 Plus too. It does a very decent job. Guys, I've taken video on this. I've taken photos on this. You do see a downgrade when it comes to these pictures, when it comes to, if you're comparing it to a Note 10 Plus. But at the end of the day, it's not gonna bother you. Trust me when I tell you, unless you're doing crazy stuff out there and you're taking pictures of like wildlife and all this stuff, it's not gonna bother you. And at the end of the day, guys, if you're doing all that stuff, you're gonna have a dedicated camera anyway. You're not going to be upset with the photographs on this. You're nitpicking at that point, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. Again, I'm not a professional tech reviewer. I don't do that stuff, but it is amazing. As you guys can see from some of these photos and some of these pictures, the colors really, really pop. You can get nice blurry backgrounds. The phone handles motion really, really well. It's really fun to use, and it's very functional because you can actually take pictures and record with your phone closed, which is awesome if that's something that you want to do. And the fact that the phone actually flips open and closed allows you to automatically have kind of like a tripod feature coupled with this phone at any given time. So you can put the phone down, you can wave at the phone and it'll take your picture, or you can tell the phone to shoot, it'll take your picture, and it stands up by itself. So it's a lot of fun to use. It made me want to take more pictures. No problem with photographs, no problem with battery life. All this stuff that I've seen people talk about is a non-issue to me. Could Samsung have done things better on this phone? Probably. But they need room to come out with a new phone. I mean, come on, you guys know the way this works, right? When it comes to battery, follow good battery practices. Guys, have one of those battery bricks with you to charge up your phone when you're on the go if you're worried. Just like I had one of those battery bricks even when I had my powerhouse phone, the Note 10 Plus. I had one of those bricks. Follow good practices. Use common sense. It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I'm probably going to offend a million people out there right now, but it doesn't make sense to me when you borrow someone's phone, like, hey, can I use your phone? Like when my phone was broken, I was borrowing people's phones, and you get that phone and it's dead. Make sure your phone's never dead. The only reason I'm charging this thing up so much throughout the day is because I just don't want it to die. Do I have to charge it so many times throughout the day? No, I don't. I could probably get away with charging this one time a day, even with editing videos and doing everything that I do. But I'm following good practices. I'm not letting it get close to dead because you don't want to be caught out in the middle of the ocean without a paddle. You know what I'm saying? So I did the same thing with the Note 10 Plus, even though that battery lasted forever. So just follow good practices. And the last thing I want to touch on is the fact that, guys, this is a lifestyle choice. Now, what do I mean by that? If you are going to love this phone, you are going to love this phone and you're going to want it in your life. It's like a good pair of shoes that you wear all the time, or the same hoodie or the same jacket that you wear. Guys, I've had this hoodie for years and I love it. It's nothing spectacular, but it's part of my lifestyle. I love it. Whenever winter comes around, I throw it on. It's like my #1 go-to thing. Same thing goes for the hats that I wear. This thing is a lifestyle choice. It's going to become a part of your personal fashion and your personal life. And it is phenomenal when it comes to the opening, the closing. That beautiful sound is just, it's just class through and through. It's a powerhouse to me, and I use it like I use the Note 10 Plus. I used and abused it. Now, one thing I want to let you guys know about is the fact that I bought I think it's 256 gigabyte. I don't know what you guys are using this thing for. You can't put an SD card in this, so I would highly recommend picking up the highest gigabyte you can get. And I also recommend, if you're worried, don't trade in your old phone. That's my opinion. I still have my broken Note 10 Plus here. I can still use it because I have the pen. It won't work with my finger, but it'll work with the pen. I plan on getting this fixed, and I plan on keeping it, just to have a backup phone. If you're worried about this phone failing you or dying and you need another phone, guys, keep your old phone. That's just my opinion. Some people, they need to trade in order to get a new phone. These things happen, but in my recommendation, I would just keep your old phone just in case, if you're worried. But can you get away with just this phone? Yes. I've seen so many reviews where people are nitpicking and they're talking about this and that. Oh, the battery life and the photos, and all of those things are legitimate to an extent, but you have a folding phone. It's just as big or bigger than the Note 10 Plus, but it's so compact and perfect and beautiful. What is anybody complaining about at this point? Like I said, I'm using this thing to edit 45-minute videos, and I'm doing all this stuff. So this is the case on the phone. Phenomenal. You can still appreciate the color. Actually, another thing I want to touch on, the smudginess. Everybody's talking about how, oh, the lint in your pocket gets in the phone and the phone screen catches all these smudges. Look at this. You see these little smudges that are on it? That's the extent of what I'm seeing. How do you fix that? The same way you fix it on your Note 10 Plus. You go like this because it's going to get smudgy. I don't see the problem. I really don't see the problem. You wipe this thing off, it's perfect, right? And as far as the dust that gets in your phone, I don't know what people are talking about. It's barely an issue. Maybe you got a couple of little pieces of lint, but you're seriously looking at people who are nitpicking at this point, in my opinion. I'm not trying to offend anybody. But at the end of the day, these have all been non-issues. This phone's been nothing but perfect. The one thing I want to warn you guys about, though, is this screen protector comes on this phone, okay? It comes with the phone. Don't peel that off. Samsung put that there. It needs to stay there. That's a screen protector. This screen is not glass, so you can't treat it the same way you would treat this. You can't go banging it with your finger. You can't slam it down on the table and expect it to be okay. It's not the same thing. Don't use your fingernail to be going like this, because you're going to scratch up your screen protector, and this thing's supposed to stay with the phone. So you don't want to have to remove that and then put another one on. The little crease that's on the phone, right? That little thing that you can see when the light hits it just right. Non-issue, man. Non-issue. I showed my dad this phone. He picked it up. He goes, "It's amazing how you can barely even see the crease." So I don't know what people are talking about. Again, I don't do tech reviews, so I'm not like super nitpicky. But this is a real world review for this phone coming from a guy who uses a powerhouse phone for every single thing in life. I know this was a long review. I hope you guys appreciate it. I hope you guys appreciate it just like I've done. I've gotten so much great feedback from you people regarding all the other random things I've done reviews on, my shelter hats, the socks that I wear, the stepper that I use, the bodybuilding equipment, the supplements. I'm grateful to be able to do that for you guys, and I'm grateful that those reviews have helped you. So if you want an amazing powerhouse of a phone with a compact size that has incredible features, and I can't even call the downsides to this. I can't even call them flaws. They're not flaws. They just come with the territory. This is a lifestyle choice, and I truly believe, coming from a Note 10 Plus, that you guys get away with being very, very happy with this phone, even probably more so than the Galaxy Fold, which is incredible. But at the end of the day, if you need a tablet, that is another story. When you need a tablet, you go with the Fold. When you want compact and powerful, you go with the Flip. All right, guys, have a great day. Be safe. I'll catch you all at the next video.